Binance delisted Monero. So what does this mean for Monero or XMR? Where can you actually buy and use it now? Well, we're gonna walk through everything and what your options look like. You're gonna especially wanna pay attention if you are US based. Now, don't worry, I got some tips for my UK and international friends as well, but as you guys here in the US know, when it comes to anything crypto related, the government loves to make things a little bit more difficult for us, but don't worry, it's actually really easy and we'll walk through the whole thing. But first, why is this happening? I mean, Monero isn't some random token that you just delist on a whim. It's been around since 2014, almost 10 years. And it's not only the OG privacy coin, it's actually one of the very first cryptocurrencies and still has a really strong and vibrant community with a lot of development. So why would they delist it? Well, I obviously can't speak for Binance or really anyone, but I have a sneaking suspicion that we may actually see a lot more of this down the line, and it has everything to do with the word I said a moment ago, privacy. Now, the more the governments really just get their claws into these centralized exchanges, the more pressure that they face to do their bidding. And let's face it, any money that can't be controlled by a governing agency is something that threatens their very institution and basic control. And so it's going to be something that they try to fight. And privacy is just one of those things that someone might not fully appreciate how powerful and important it is until they really need it. So that's why this conversation we're having right now really matters. Yes, it is a bummer that Binance delisted XMR because that helped to make it easy and accessible for a lot of people. But ultimately, we don't want to be using those centralized exchanges anyway. Getting comfortable with and starting to use a self-custody option instead is really setting yourself up for way better future success. And if privacy is something that you value, then again, you don't really want to be using these centralized exchanges anyway. So the Monero wallet that I've personally been using for years is Cake Wallet, and they are completely open source and non-custodial. So I've gotten to know the team over the years and was actually just in Chicago with them at a Monero meetup a few months ago, which was really fun. And fun story, they were actually one of the very first supporters of my channel when I first got started, I think 4 years ago. So they got a special place in my heart. I personally use them and I would definitely recommend them. So let's go ahead and dive in. Setting up your account is really easy and honestly similar to any other crypto wallet you've probably set up before. It'll generate a seed phrase for you, which you will then securely save, and then you can get started. Now, where you live will actually determine a little bit what you do next, so let's take a look at that. So for those of us that are US-based, you would use the exchange or swap feature to purchase your XMR. So basically, you would transfer crypto into your wallet, and as you can see, there are a lot of different options available, and then you can quickly and easily just convert it to XMR. They use a variety of different exchange options to make sure that you're always getting the best rates and fees, so things like Change Now, SideShift, Simple Swap, and then that's it. You're done. You just bought some Monero. Now for my European friends, you have those exact same options of swapping between different cryptos, but you have the additional option of buying XMR with fiat if you would like as well. So Cake works with OnRamper and DFX, so it can be as easy as using a credit card, bank transfer, Apple Pay, Google Pay, whatever you fancy. Now this next part is actually pretty cool. You can buy XMR using a direct bank transfer and have no KYC for up to 1,000 euros a day. So that is definitely something to be aware of. Now, unfortunately, at this time, we don't have those same fiat and non-KYC options here in the US, but swapping between different cryptos really doesn't add too much complexity, I don't think. And as you saw a moment ago, it really was pretty quick and easy. Now, one thing I will note if you're US based and you are really wanting to use fiat is that there are a couple of other options out there. There's something called Local Monero that's more of a peer-to-peer marketplace. And also if you do want to go the centralized exchange route, at this time, Kraken does offer support for XMR. But again, since they're a centralized exchange, you will have to do full KYC. So I hope that if you were feeling maybe a little discouraged by the Binance delisting, maybe this helped encourage you to get started and comfortable with using a non-custodial open source wallet instead, like Cake, and realize that in the long run, that does give you more sovereignty and control over your money versus using a centralized exchange anyway. So I really hope you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch it and hanging out with me. And if you have any other questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. So love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.